So, we're already at path 30. Um, so we made our way through the passage around Volcano Manor. So the Hermit's Shack, Craftsman Shack, Hermit Village, and the Gummy Hero's Grave. So what's left is the passage. Oh, we come from above. So let's go with the Sets of Grace. Oh, right. I wanted to check something, actually. Because the frags... Wait, why haven't I picked up this item here? Yeah, okay, Factor Life is wrong once again. Ah, never mind. Oh, okay, the following is a really interesting spot. Wait. So, this spot in particular is quite intriguing because of the grafted scion over there. Oh, let me just check something. Something we already did. Okay, it's just something that is not not that obvious, or it's not recognized immediately, is that here on the ground we got those Earth Tree banners. We also have over there. I mean, we also had some Lanedale forces over here, but yeah, so although we get those Earth Tree banners over here as well, once you look on the cliff, although they look almost identical, these are banners from Volcano Manor. So what we have here on the mountain are banners from Volcano Manor and not of Lanedale. And it seems like here was some line of defense probably. And the grafted scion seems definitely more of an ally of Volcano Manor. Some people believe that it's either randomly placed here and there's no meaning behind it at all, but I'm more than convinced that the grafted scion belongs to the Volcano Manor. And there are some sorcerer marionettes or puppets there as well, and he's even yeah, friendly towards them, so they don't attack each other. Everything hinting to the fact that the grafted scion belongs to the Volcano Manor, and this has to be, yeah, it's probably was some line of defense here. I mean, he's also looking in this direction, from which possible intruders could come. So let's see. Oh. Look, I hate these things. All right, what do we have here? Soporific Grease, 2 times. Scavenger's Curved Sword. Spinning Slash. The Scavenger's Sword seems to be Redigon coded in my opinion. It has to do with the fact that it's a curved sword, and yeah. But scavenging old battlefields might also fit as well. That's a perfect Greece. Sounds more like America, so I don't know what else we have here. Let's see. Okay, he stood the grafted scion together with some marionettes. Do these pots even exist? Lava pots? I don't know if I'm tripping here, but it's differently designed than the others. Got some. I have to look closely at others after this one. It looks like it got a oh. Those aren't the same, are they? Okay, that's a really odd spot. Oh. Such an odd place. More puppets. Let's see what we have here. Great arrow. Hmm.
Welcome, dear customer. Yes, right this way. Right this way.
There's so many sacramental bots here. Oh.
Welcome, dear customer. Yes, right this way. Right. Welcome, valued customer. Come, please. I'm hungry.
Okay, maybe Volcano Manor is also, at least Montgomery, I mean, the surroundings are referencing events in Farmazula, maybe? It would fit with the Confessor hood, actually. The assault on Volcano Manor, the squalid, the sick, the blasphemous, a wretched unending war with no glory. Sounds a little bit like the war in the DLC, actually. Yellow amber, yellow amber. 3 eye of yellow. I don't really... Two poison grease. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I think it's once again about poisoning the tarnished. In this case, Godwyn Run 6. Those who were born at the foot of the arch tree. So there's, for some strange reason, a lot of Lane Dell stuff. Nice in here, even with banners. I'm not entirely sure if it's supposed to code them symbolically for maybe tarnished. Three Ataria leaves. I think that this is a sliver of meat. 6 of them. Yeah, this is the coil shield. Hmm. Five lump of flesh. Yeah, she mad. Yeah, it works. It worked. So this is something that sometimes happens when you kill a demi-human queen. One of the other it's in the base game. It's just one of the other demi-humans that then is getting a buff. They have this kind of golden aura and are getting purple eyes as well. I don't really know what it's supposed to. It might be a leftover of the of a mechanic they planned to implement earlier in an earlier version, because they're using this mechanic in Night Rain, but more in a more broader way. Usually it's a buff that the demi-humans get, or at least one, when the demi-human queen with purple eyes is roaring, I think. and it somehow works through the fog wall. So I don't know if it's intended actually. But it's interesting to see that it's still in game. That was also the reason why I left him alive before entering the boss room. Because it doesn't seem to work every time. Quite happy it worked this time. Oh. Oh, some say that the translation isn't accurate of the jargon, but yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm doing almost no damage. That's bad. Oh shit. Oh shit. Some panic rolls. Oh, I knew it. Ah, shit. Um. Is it the crack blade helping me in this case? Um. Ugh, come on. At least the crack blade is doing well. Hey, Asham. What's up? I hope you're doing fine, mate. Wow, what a bait. Oh. Oh. Ah, timing. Ah, come on. That was... come on. Gotcha. Ooh. Falling Star Beast Jaw. Hey Mark. Gravitational lightning. I don't know if I've ever seen the Edge of War of this weapon actually. Gravity Bolt. Gravity lightning was already a thing in the base game. Not only Night Rain. It's like Godwyn's lightning. You mean the lightning slash? Like this one? Or the one that comes down in the distance? The long range distance one? Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. It's basically the tech that spawns the edged rock below you. Yeah, I have to... Let me look at this one. I'm just curious, nothing in particular, but interesting nonetheless. Godwyn 3. All right. Well, the Godwyn Run is doing quite well, I have to say. It's I've done those runs. I have done quite a few of those runs where I just try to interpret all the items in the placement with the environment and try to recognize references. And every time I'm doing another run, more and more things start to make more sense. It's like every one I recognize some of them, some more references. And I have to say, Altos in general, I think, something that I think I've understood a bit more, especially the merchant over here, because I've realized that it's no coincidence that the DLC, for example, is designed similar to Jagged Peak in Altus. Because the references in the DLC were in some way already in the base game, especially here. Because the nomadic merchant has 3 shields that all of and it seems like all of these 3 shields have been already hinted at the circumstances that we see in the DLC. I might explain it a bit more in a minute when I'm done here, and when I reach the volcano manor. And I finally realized what the DLC is actually about, I have to say. Yeah, Altus is really strange. What's still... I still not really sure what the Altus Tunnel and the Perfumer's Grotto are referring to. There seems to be something going on. And especially the color of the Miranda Blossom. Like Miranda the Blighted Blossom. Yeah. And the Windmill Village. Yeah, the Windmill Village is also really strange. Some of the item placements, I mean. I align with the theory that the DLC takes place in a solid and coherent chunk of the map that was banished, or several different parts banished with the same realm, making a Frankenstein. No, I have I have a different interpretation in mind. I think it's some kind of America's Dream World, which is mirroring past events. So I don't take the content in the DLC that literally. I don't know what Jungarian repression is. It's like, and the concealing veil is, yeah, metaphorically or symbolically for concealed past events, but also symbolically for being a dream, because it's a baldachin, a bedchamber curtains. Jungian. I have to look up what a Jungian repression is. Yeah, something like that, actually. Jungian repression fits quite well, I would say. But I don't think it's discarded entirely. I think it's still linked to America and the Urge Tree and the Elden Beast in some way. Like an inner space or a subconscious dream world in some way. I just found 4 smoldering butterflies here, but I don't know why. I don't think there are a lot of people sharing my perspective on the DLC. Ah, Jung, yeah, C.G. Jung. CJ, yeah, student of Freud, yeah. Okay, that's something I know actually, but that's all all I know about him. Oh, you share that perspective. Oh, wait, nice. There are so many odd things in the DLC, and I think it the perspective alone already solves a lot of problems that we have with the DLC that are a bit strange. For example, the fact that Mikola seems to have multiple bodies or so, and that it's still present in the base game, for example. And the bed chamber curtains, the baldaquin. And some other things as well that I was struggling with. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, shit. Det kan AoE. They can. An adaptation of the world, birthing a god. And the god becoming the world, being a looping system of increasing complexion of conjoining someone as a person, dreaming, waking, dreaming again. Yeah, maybe. What would it gain from that? That it's more of a, if you think about it as a world of its own. So I just leave it at that it's just in some way a dream that is mirroring events. Through and through. Mm. I don't know. I don't know if you're just referring to the concept of mirroring something. But yeah, that's. I would agree with. I guess. Oh, guess so close. Oh wait. Wrong flasks. Godwyn Run 7. Yeah, the concept of as above, so below has a lot that it refers to. I mean, I referenced the concept of as above, so below in one of my videos as well. So I think I understand what this is what it's meant to mean. I mean. Yeah, that's an interesting troll. He was crying a lot. Thank you, Asham. It's just sometimes it feels like I'm already too deep in my own rabbit hole with my own assumptions, and I mean it's all right that everyone, or it's I would say it's even natural that everyone has their own interpretation and perspective and way of thinking sometimes, and yeah, I don't expect others to agree with all of my assumptions and all of my interpretations, although I'm firmly convinced of them, and I would like to see others joining my interpretations, but I'm fine with everyone who just joins a discussion in that leads in a similar direction. That's enough for me. Yeah. It's an interesting spot. Why have they placed him here? Oh. It's actually the spot where he was sitting. Oh, it's just a hint to him be sitting down there. I have to head further down. Yeah, okay, never mind. It's also interesting that it's showing the castle. What life, I mean. Yeah. The place where we've been last time. I think Fort Lythe might also refer to circumstances regarding his Godfrey parallel. Because last time I was brainstorming about the idea, because there are things that could fight quite well. The Lanedale Knights fighting Fort Lythe might be, that's what I'm thinking about, might be referencing the siege on Lanedale. So that's what I'm thinking about. But yeah. It just adds up to the whole path that we went last time through here, you know? It's like, and the part over here felt like we got the Tarnished and Godfrey, then Patches throwing us down a cliff, probably referring to that the Tarnished were also slaughtered and trade in some way. It fits even well with the tree right here next to us, and then it went we went over here, and it leads to the castle being attacked by Leyndell Knights, and I think it might even align with the circumstances that later on, after Godfrey was betrayed and the Tarnished, he organized a siege on Leyndell. That's how I imagine the story, and I'm more than convinced that this is what happened. And especially because of the smoldering butterflies that were placed there, because there were placed 8 of them, and to me it seems like the number 8 is related to, yeah, some kind of confrontation between Radagon and Godfrey. That's how it looks to me. There are some places where it fits really well. It's, for example, it's the Banished Knight Edgar, who got a weapon on an upgrade level 8, but on the other one is Roger, who is giving us a weapon on the upgrade level 8. And one of them is a Radagon parallel, the other one is Godfrey parallel, and it seems like the number 8 stands for their confrontation. In the Night Rain, there's also a really strangely placed number 8 in the dialogue of the Raider, which makes no sense at all. They had no reason to mention the number 8 there, but they did for some strange reason, and I think it has to be some kind of yeah. It seems like the number 8 has some kind of meaning, and it seems like it might refer to the confrontation between Godfrey and Radagon. And there are some other places as well where it fits. I don't know if it fits every time, but there are some. For example, here in this area, there is the Stormcaller Ash of War. And the Stormcaller Ash of War, I mean, one of the Radagon churches is called Stormcaller, and right next to it is are 8 kukris placed. 8 of them. And I think it refers to Godfrey fighting the Stormcaller, or the Stormlord, as I would interpret Radagon. Yeah, but that's another story. Okay, we reached the Volcano Manor, but let's see. There are still some. I want to check the area with the minor earth tree first. So many bloodstains. They probably just bled from the troll. All right. Another Golden Rune 3. That's the second one over here. Is this one staring down this cliff? Such an odd place. Oh, so many. So many fingers. Dragonbone Grease. Okay, Dragonbone Grease is an odd one. That's definitely an odd one. Yeah, where's the dragon? There's no dragon at all. In some cases, it seems like it's referring to circumstances regarding dragons in general, where like maybe a reference to events in Farm Azula, but there haven't been much interesting items over here, so I don't know why they placed the Dragonbone Grease here. Oh, come on. No, 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 no. I hate these big fingers. Yeah, it makes totally fucking sense that they're referencing the Siege on Lane Dell with Fort Lythe, actually. Coconut cream-based sticky rice pudding with mango slices. Nice! Asian food. I've bought myself a rice cooker last year, finally. Lord Rykard. If this putrid field of death is what your blasphemy would bring, I can no longer abide. No one can. I made Japanese rice with steamed vegetables and salmon, topped with a sweet soy-based ginger and garlic sauce yesterday. Dude, that sounds amazing. Now I have to make myself something similar tomorrow, probably. Yeah, I went with a more easy recipe the last weeks. I bought myself some holy basil paste or pat kapow, and just made me some rice with with meat and the Pacapao paste. Okay, let's see, what do we have here? There's corpses, laying down knights as well, and the sacramental bard for some reason. Oh, damn. I hope you're doing better now. Or get better soon. Steamed stuff? So you mean just, what does steamed mean in this context? Like stuff made in an air fryer, for example? I was thinking about buying me an air fryer. So... No, this is not the... There should be a mimic over there, but it's, I think it's not this one here. It's not the warm face. Or is it? Oh, I still have the Warring Ash of War on me. What is he doing? Such a weird place. Oh, yeah, okay. Wait, what? Wait, that makes no fucking sense. Usually the Mimic tier, it was already transformed when we came here. Usually it's a burning corpse standing here, but he was already transformed into a warm face for some strange reason. I don't know why. Usually it's a burning corpse standing here. Yeah, but forever. I don't know. Oh. But they put laying down knights here to the other corpses. Got hit by the fire probably. Yeah. It was probably something that triggered him to change his appearance. It's just every time when something is odd, I'm thinking, okay, is this intentionally Or is it not? In this case, it's probably not intentionally, but still strange. I fucking hate these fan daggers because I don't know what they're referring to. Usually I would say it might refer to Godwyn, but it makes no sense. Because these are item related to the Ravenmount assassins. Raptor assassins, like they are called here. Why are they called Raptor assassins? Sometimes they are called Raptor assassins and sometimes they are called Ravenmount assassins. What the trolls are, I don't know. Somehow related to the giants. It just when it comes to so you might know of the betrayal of the trolls against the giants, right? So at some point they belong to the giants, and then when America came and who guided Godfrey and his forces against the giants, the trolls also took part in the war and betrayed those giants. But I think what happened might be that the actual trolls died and America Radigan were resurrecting them or using them as vessels, because I think the gravestone in their stomach might actually be some kind of soul that is implemented in them, because every dead troll you see got no gravestone in them. So the lifeless trolls got no gravestone in them. It's empty in there. So, but those who live got a gravestone inside of them. And we actually see, for example, Renala transforming beings into gravestones. So, it's just, it seems like those gravestones are just objects containing spirits or souls or in some way. And I mean, they look kind of undead, right? I mean, they don't really look healthy. I mean, maybe it's about how long the shattering, how long it has been since the shattering, but wouldn't you say they looked kind of strange? I mean, they even have some kind of roots inside of them. Their flesh looks a bit, yeah, not healthy, I would say. Maybe like flesh of an undead, like corpseworks maybe, I don't know. They have some strange roots inside of them. And this gravestone, which I think is just some kind of soul or spirit that is implemented. So, and because of this, I would say maybe it wasn't even a real betrayal of the trolls, but more like America resurrected them, or yeah, resurrected them on their side, and who then fought for them, fought for America. Maybe that's what happened, but yeah, it's just some speculation of mine. Okay, there should be some other items over here. Bro, kind of aggro range is this? I still have the wrong Ash of War on it. Uh-oh. Yeah, please. Just... Guys, would you say it looks a bit like it would be infected with death blight, right? Yeah, I don't know. And now it's over, fuck. At least when he spawned, it looked like the death blight mist. Okay, here's one item. Godwyn Run Force, just referencing the Earth Tree. Oh, wow. Wow. I mean, I don't know if that is intentionally, but the Godwyn Run 4 we just picked up is referencing the Earth Tree. And it aligns almost perfectly with the actual Earth Tree. I don't know if that's intentionally, but... I wonder if this is supposed to be a hint that the actual tree is burned down. But it looks awesome, I would say. I mean, the perspective is just perfect. Hey, Cruel. I mean, look at this. It's perfectly aligning with the Earth Tree. So, but I think one more item should be here on some corpse. Over there. And the Divine Towers align perfectly with the Earth Tree. I mean, there are of course perspectives that align perfectly, but do you really think there are places where it's where the perspective is intentionally coded? Hey, Florum, what's up? Drawstring fire grease 3 times. Yeah, but then wait, but then again, the puppets doesn't really make sense. I don't get it. In some other areas, I'm really convinced that bridges have a deep meaning to them. And there has been an item down there. And there's an item on top of that. So I don't know. Beast blood 3 times. Yeah, we're just continuing the journey. Hmm. Okay, just making sure that we don't miss any item. Yeah, it could be some link to past events or some relationships, but then again, I have to say that I'm still not sure sometimes what the beast blood is referring to. So, but there's one interesting item definitely, and it's behind the tree. It's so suspicious placed. It's somewhere over here. Oh, there it is. There's not even a corpse. Is there something special about this place here? Oh, that's right. We got some item here. It's 5 golden arrows. So not sure why we have 5 golden arrows over there. But the purple flowers are interesting. Yeah, I think these seem to be the same purple flowers that we find in the Second Church of America and at the stone, at the sword monument, mentioning the first siege on Lane Dell. I mean, it could be that it's referring to... Maybe it's referring to the first burning of the Earth Tree. Like the burning of the real Earth Tree before the shattering. Or even... I don't know. Yeah. Because I think it happened at the first siege on Lane Dell. That's what I'm already convinced of. Yeah, maybe it's that. It fits so perfectly. So now we're done with Mount Galmir and Altus. So I'm thinking about we could either do the Volcano Mana quest line. Or maybe I just, yeah, let's see. I think I'm doing Volcano Mana first, but might wait with killing Rykard actually. Because killing Rykard is, has some consequences. So, some of you might have heard of this, but have you already heard of my interpretation of this masked figure? Because there will be something in a moment that will maybe blow your mind. So, because I am absolutely convinced that this masked figure is actually Godfrey. I am more than convinced that this is Godfrey. The major hint to this is actually in one of the last rooms. And in one of the last streams, I talked a lot about the Guardian and the helmet that the Guardian is wearing at the end of his remembrance. Because it's about him masking himself in some way too. But one of the most interesting things, and that might hint to this, that even more. So there are a few hints to that, I would say. The major hint is in the room with the big Rykard painting. But there's also, it's the very first dialogue line of Tanith, and you have to really pay attention to this one, because it's just a little nod, but it's incredibly suspicious. But it only makes sense when you already realize that we might have been Godwyn. Then it even makes even more sense. So maybe you will hear it in the dialogue, but let's see. At least I hope that he's saying it. She's saying it. I don't know if she's saying it always, or I have to trigger something with the Raya first. But there, let's go.
Brave tarnished. Welcome to the Volcano Manor. I am Tanith.
It's not the very first line, but wait a second.
Raya spoke well of you. A warrior of promise, I believe she said. Perhaps you are prepared to make a commitment. Will you join us here at the Volcano Manor and resist the tide? Why accept the burden of their grace, or be fooled by the dogmatic ramblings of the Fingers? Rise with us against the Erd Tree.
Oh shit, isn't she saying it? Wait a second. When we have join first. Let's join.
Interesting. Your decision is most welcome. Now you belong to the Volcano Manor family. The drawing room lies down the hall. Make yourself comfortable, but be sure to earn your keep.
So she hasn't said it. She didn't say it yet. Wait a second. Let's go. Another with another dialogue.
The drawing room is through the hall. Use the key I handed you, and make yourself comfortable.
For fuck's sake! Why isn't she saying it? Yeah, I know, bro.
Someone please kill him.
Oh, maybe I had to teleport to Volcano Manor through Raya, and then she's saying it.
The drawing room. Use the key.
Or maybe it comes later in her dialogue. Wait,
The drawing room. Use the key I handed you.
maybe when we take the first. Here we go, Raya, Yalos, and Hal.
Hello again, brave Tarnished. As a scout, I am pleased to see you again here at the Volcano Manor under Lady Tanith's guidance. May you tread the path of valor.
Yeah. I usually only go on other. When it comes to the Godwyn Run, I just want to play in game. But let me copy paste the dialogue. It's in game, and she's saying it at one point. I just forgot which one. And it always. I have to say I found it suspicious in my very first run, and these were one of the first hints that I had in my mind for all the years. So when it comes to my whole theory, it more or less started with Godfrey. At least my suspicion towards Godfrey and his story. Oh, she did not say it. She did not say it. I think. Yeah, it's because some stuff that we did with Raya. It depends on your on how you join it with Raya or not. So, but if you, so I don't know if you have to teleport from Leonia maybe, or even I think you have to go to the Volcano Manor without meeting Raya. I think then she's saying it, but yeah, here, let's go. It's the following line. This is how she usually introduces herself. And it's the last one that I think is incredibly suspicious, because she's comparing us with another guest that they had long ago, that is not that we are not unlike another guest that they had long ago. And this is one of the hints that made me realize that it is Godfrey. I mean, there are some other things. There are so many Godfrey parallels coming together in a Volcano Manor. For example, it's Bernal. Bernal is a Godfrey parallel. Dialos is also a Godfrey parallel. And even Alexander was right behind Volcano Manor, who is also a Godfrey parallel. They're all coming down here. Recusant finger. Letter from Volcano Manor. And yeah, in Night Rain, it's the remembrance skin of the Guardian, where the Guardian is masking himself, and which is a little reference to the circumstances that Godfrey is masking himself here. But I realized there's also a little hint in Bernard's
What in heaven's name are you doing here?
inventory.
Volcano Manor is a pit of recusants who spit at grace and hunt our own kind. I hope you understand the weight of my words.
And Bernal himself also is kind of masking himself. He's wearing his helmet, which he's usually not. So Bernal as a Godfrey parallel is also masking himself in a way. But it's also one of the Ash of Wars that he's selling. Because one of his Ash of Wars is has a description saying something like suppressing one's own presence.
Well, as long as you understand, you have harbored doubts from the very beginning. Perhaps this day was always lurking on the horizon. But know that the path you walk is blasphemy and leads only to a miserable death. Before you consider hunting any of your own kind, think on that. This blasphemous path, before you consider hunting any...
It's you, is it? Well, nice to see you again. So you've been invited as well, I see. Then we're comrades in arms henceforth. You watch my back, and I'll watch yours. Yes? I can tell. You're wondering about Lanya. Well, you see, after much internal debate, I've come to realize revenge is not the answer. According to Lady Tanith, I've got the stuff of champions. And champions, ironic as it is, are oft forced to walk a tainted path. It hit me like a bolt from the blue, that my former thoughts were simple naivety. Of course my heart weeps for Lanya. That unfortunate incident was a cruel twist of fate indeed. But succumbing to the pain and sadness caused won't make me a champion, will it? Lanya knows this, I'm certain. Fate has laid hard roads for us both, but such is true of any road trod by champions.
So, and one of the other things is that... So, I imagine the story as follows. So, Godfrey got banished with the other Tarnished, then the Tarnished were slaughtered, but Godfrey survived. Then, Marika Renner discovered the terrible truth, what happened to the Tarnished, and some other things regarding the Golden Order, and kind of got abandoned. And then the banished Godfrey, who survived, and Marika as the woman in the black hood, they joined, teamed up, and started to conspiring against Redigan and the Golden Order. From there on, they also conspired together with the demigods then, with Godwyn, for example, Melina, Ronnie, and Rykard. And yeah, in some way the Volcano Manor was some kind of headquarters of the conspiracy also. So then the Night of the Black Knives took place, and Godwyn was able to flee towards Stormvale. And Marika, as the one in the Black Hood, sadly kind of died, and her soul returned to the Earth Tree. So who was left was Melina and Godfrey have been left behind alone. And yeah, together with Rykard, I don't know if Ronnie also played a role, but then those who have been left, Godfrey, Melina, and Rykard probably, they started to... Yeah, they organized the siege on Langdale, the first one. That's also why the armors of the Banished Knights are all over this place over here, because they came from this one, from this side. So they came more or less from the Volcano Manor. And not only that, I think this was also the moment, the first siege on Leyndell, where the Erdtree burned the first time. And where Melina burned and died. And this is a reference by Lanya's death, although it's not in the correct order of events when it comes to Diallo's questline. So Lanya, for one, means daughter. So the meaning of Lanya's daughter, and he is describing her as there are some wind metaphors or descriptions or idioms that he's using for Lanya that fits really well the framing of Lanya and her connection to Torrent, similar how they did this with Weatherwane in Night Rain, which is also a Marilla parallel. So, but what he's saying is that the Volcano Manor is responsible for the death of Lanya, and in the same way, the conspiracy and the siege on Leyndell is responsible for Melina burning the Erdtree the first time, because she was also part of it. So Diallo's questline seems so strange because, as always, it's all about the parallels. And he's joining the Volcano Manor because in the end it's about Godfrey being part of the conspiracy in Volcano Manor and not really about the revenge of Lanya. For Lanya. I don't know if that all makes sense to you guys. But let's go.
Brave Tarnish, under Lady Tanith's guidance, may you tread the path of valor.
I always resented these hands, their pale complexion, a far cry from any warriors. The shame of House Hoslow, but that won't be the case for long. They'll be darkened by grit once I've set out on the path of champions. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood.
Hey, Galo.
This blasphemy before you can...
Okay, so... And what's also interesting is that I realized that the 3 letters and missions that we got from Volcano Manor seems all of them seems to be Radagon parallels, which kind of makes sense because if the Volcano Manor conspired against Radagon, and from a design perspective, it makes sense that the missions and targets are Radagon parallels. All but one. The one that we get from Patches, and Patches I think is a Radagon parallel. The letter that we get from him is actually about killing Tragoth, which seems to be Godfrey parallel. America as the woman in the black hood should be a manifestation of America inside Radagon. Yeah, I think at some point, similar to how Santrina was abandoned, I think, I'm not sure about the details, but I think somehow America, the soul of America got divested from Radagon again. Probably because her soul inside Radagon resisted in some way. So I think that she discovered a terrible truth and what happened to the Tarnished after they got banished and slaughtered. And some other parts of the history, probably. And I think then after that she was kinda abandoned or divested from Radagon and took physical form once again. And from there on she became the Glowmite Queen, or America as the woman in the black hood, as I call her. Eastern Leonia Lake, shore sites of grace. Do you mean this cliffside over here?
Did you read the letter left for you? That is the task the Volcano Manor desires you enact. You will be compensated once the deed is done. Good luck. If you are loath to hunt your own kin, so be it. But you must leave this house at once. This is a war against the Erd Tree. We have no place for the meek, nor the luxury of keeping clean hands. The letter describes you will be compensated.
And I think, yeah, I think the Crucible Knight with the X helmet is also probably a Godfrey reference. It's like Godfrey and Marika as the woman in the black hood. Both of them like leading the conspiracy. Okay, so we are saying there are some interesting details when it comes to the environment over here. I don't know what you Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. The imagery of the Earth Tree and the moon. It looks really nice from the sides of from Leonia. The sky probably has to be clear, right? Yeah, there's no Crucible X, but they are referencing the X at least on the helmet as a symbol. Yeah, okay, that's definitely an interesting. Yeah. I don't know. So many perspectives seem intentionally, but it's really hard to say if they actually are. But yeah. Interesting thing. Oh, I know what you mean. It also fits perfectly when you are at the Church of Vows, for example, where it's also about the union of the Earth Tree and the moon. The perspective is just perfect for the theme. Yeah, should I kill our first target? Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, I'm not staggering him with my... I should go with the... Are we able to parry him? Not really. Bro, okay, I'm just playing so bad right now. Jesus. I have to say the moveset of the dismounter is quite annoying. I don't know how good it is as a weapon in PvP, but it hits quite fast. Could be Kaine, descendant of Harlan warriors who became part of Dragon Queen. It's a good catch, I would say, but it's less direct. It's yeah. So when it comes how do I say this? So yeah, I think it's more the connections are more broader. So I think, for example, when it comes to why is he wearing dismounter, is using scaled armor and gravity, I think it's a Radigan parallel or reference, and because of him using the powers of a dragon, and the dismounter seems to be linked to his heritage, that he is one of the descendants of Godfrey. Actually, that's what I think, and deriving from the country from Aokite, which what I think. Hey, Pale Wolf. I don't know. When it comes to the gold blood, I have no idea. I'm sorry. I have really no idea when it comes to the gold blood at the chapter of anticipation. I'm not even sure if it's gold blood. It just seems like gold, some gold fluid. I don't know. Sometimes I think, I mean, I really try to pay attention to every detail and think about some possible meaning behind it, but sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. And then I leave it there. Every time when I see some details where I think, okay, we might be able to gain something from it, then I'm really invested. When there, I don't keep myself busy with questions that we wouldn't even gain something from either. And in this case, I would say, I don't know. I just don't see anything connecting to it. So that's my main problem with that.
You've completed your task. I am pleased. Now you are a recusant true, and a full-fledged member of the Volcano Manor. This is your reward, as promised.
Magma shot. Yeah, it might reinforce my theory. I don't know.
Recusant fights to tread the path of the champion. The way is tainted. It is the true path.
If you, I mean, you can try to convince me in some way. I'm not. Yeah. It's just that I don't have anything on my own when it comes to this.
Now you are a recusant true. I am pleased. Now I am pleased.
I think now Bernard's selling his Dash of Wars.
So, you've blooded your sword in the hunt. Then I shall introduce myself once more. Bernal, a recusant just like you. Recusants have particular battle arts, styled to our methods of slaughter. Why not add some to your repertoire?
Yeah, one of the skills that I think is fascinating is not this one, but it's this one, Assassin's Gambit. So it says skill that masks the user's presence at the cost of a self-inflicted wound. I think it's a little reference to Godfrey actually masking himself and keep his presence secret. Even the self-inflicted wound might fit in a way because he was almost killed in some way after the banishment. And Bernal as a Godfrey parallel also fits quite well, but with himself. I mean, the helmet is on now, and he's kind of masked now as well.
You're still up. Well.
Have you ever heard any strange sounds here at the manor? Something beyond the walls, like breathing or slithering scales. Oh, fie, what am I saying? It just isn't possible. I must be tired. Sometimes I hear like breathing. Oh.
I always resented these how they're pale, but that won't be. They'll be dark. The tale of how.
Yeah, arcadielos. Um. Yeah, there we got the masked figure again. I think it's the most. He's so present in this area. Woo! I wasn't carrying too much there. Giza's wheel. The design was adopted for use as the iconic weapon wielded by the Iron Virgins. Smithing stone 6. What?
Now you are I am pleased. Who's this one? Hello, little serpent.
Brave Tarnished, what is your business here? I'm afraid this is not a guest room. What's that peculiar look upon your face? Goodness, am I still a serpent? Oh, How dreadful. How dreadful indeed. Oh, forgive my distress. I ought to be thanking you for treating me as usual, despite this appearance. Brave Tarnished, this is my true form. My real name is Zarias. Please forgive the deception. Do understand. This duplicity is my own doing. Lady Tanith speaks no falsehoods. And the Volcano Manor is just as it seems.
So when it comes to my concept of America, I think Radagon is the physical vessel that is able to shapeshift. And it's just America's soul inside of him. But now here it comes. In some way, the Elden Beast itself is Rena or America. So the Elden Beast and America Rena, they are kind of intertwined, and America Rena is in some way is the Elden Beast. I don't know if that sounds kind of crazy, but that's how I think it is. And so America Rena are represented by the Carrion Princess, or Carrion Princess statue, the little one. Raya seems to be some kind of parallel to the Carrion Princess, to America Rena. That's also why we find her and right next to one of those Carrion Princess statues. And the name Zoraya. The name Zoraya is actually a name for a star cluster. So what she's kind of hinting at here in regard to the parallel is that the Carrion Princess statue, that the Carrion Princess, America Rena's true form is the Elden Beast. And the name Zoraya, which is a name for a star cluster, is referring to these circumstances.
Lady I am told I was born by the grace of that my mother cherishes this form I inhabit. But people are cruel. If they saw, and so I assume a guise when seeking new recruits. But you are not like the rest. My serpentine for secrets, known only to Lady Tanith and I. Now I share the secrets with you as well. Please keep them safe from anyone else. My serpentine, a secret. Now I share the secret.
Yeah, it seems like Lady Tanith and Raya are like the recluse and the revenant in some way. Oh. Do you mean at the same point the Elden Beast fused with America Rena? In some way, it's like I would even say the Elden Beast is in. Can you remember what happened with Selen? I think the same stuff happened to America Rena. Selen in her quest line becomes like those graven masses, mass graven, I don't know what they are called, and became some kind of seed of stars. And I think what is happening in those what are they called? Yeah, graven masses. What's happening there is, I think that the primal glintstones of sorcerers are merging, and by merging them, by merging enough of them, yeah, those astals or the some kind of aspect of the greater will comes into being, but through those sorcerers that got merged. And in when it comes to the Elden Beast, the core part, I think the core part of the Elden Beast is the primal glowstone of Maricarena. So in this sense, and they are kind of one and the same, the Elden Beast and Maricarena, which has been the primal glowstone of Rena, I would say, at some point. What's really interesting is that I think that Night Rain is even hinting at that concept, because when you look at the relics in Night Rain, you get a vessel and you get relics in form of crystals. A vessel and crystals, and the crystals belong to the vessel. So it's the same thing when it comes to Radagon, for example. You got Radagon as the physical vessel, and you got the Elden Beast that is inside of him. But when it comes to the concept of Marika, I think Radagon is the physical vessel, and Rena is in some way the Elden Beast, but where she lost control in some way. So do you think that Rena studying the stars somewhere awakened or created the Elden Beast? Yeah, I would say so. But that's probably one of the first events in the whole history of the Lands Between. I think at some point she was just manipulated by the Greater Will, not knowing yet where this all leads to, and maybe became the Elden Beast at some point.
Now you are a recusant true. I am pleased.
I mean, I'm not sure of every detail yet. So.
Did you see her? The girl, Raya, with her true face. Well, if she confided in you the name Zarias, then perhaps it is not my place to speak. But as her adoptive mother, I ask of you, please be kind to her. Look after young Zarias. Her true visage belies the purity of her heart. Honestly, I hardly deserve the sweet child. Please, her true visage.
Yeah, we could do the other Volcano Manor quest. I mean, the Karen Princess statue has the symbol of the primeval current on her, so in some way she's related to the primeval current. Yeah, and Alrighty the Idol is a reference to Radagon not finishing his job in Barmazula and not killing Maricarena, but taking him or her soul inside of him. I would say the primary current is probably just I think it's somehow also connected to the greater will in some way. I don't know how exactly. Maybe the primary, I mean the primary current is described as some kind of lightless abyss as well. Or somewhere it's mentioned that someone who looked into the primary current was seeing only darkness. So it seems like it's somehow linked to darkness as well. And the Astels are also linked to darkness, as one of the skills is called, I think, Wave of Darkness or so.
I see you've performed another task. Here is your usual.
Serpent blown blade.
Now, perhaps the time has come to tell you of the true ruler of this manor, Lord Rykard. The Erd Tree blessed the Tarnished with good, but it was all too meager in the face of the enormity of their task. The Tarnished were forced to scavenge, squabbling for crumbs, like the Shard Bearers vying for power in the wake of the Shattering. Our Lord, indignant, has refused to scurry about, fighting over what miserly scraps they allow us. If the Erd Tree, and indeed the very gods, would debase us so, then we are willing to raise the banner of resistance, even if it means heresy. We at the Volcano Manor, under Lord Rykard, have sworn no rest until it is done. If you follow this heroic path, one day the Lord will see you. The Lord's visits with our champions are always a spectacle. It cannot come a day too soon. If you follow, it cannot...
Yeah, still a Star of Darkness. Alright, yeah.
Someone please kill him. That horrendous serpent. Praetor Rykard. You're tarnished. Here to put the demigods to the sword. Then please, kill the great serpent. The one that devoured Praetor Rykard. I left the serpent slaying spear in the Lord's chamber. Worthy Tarnished. Brandish the spear and run him through. The great serpent. That unspeakable monstrosity. Praetor Rykard's ambitions, though blasphemous, marked him a worthy sovereign, but they were reduced to gluttonous depravity once he gave himself to the serpent. Whatever that thing is, it is no longer Praetor Rykard. Someone must kill him to spare him and his ambitions from further dishonor.
Yeah, the composition of blue, purple, and gold is interesting, especially because we got some similar colors or similar color scheme on the Sword of Darkness. The guy kind of reminds you of Igon and Bale. Yeah, it's really interesting. I think we have a lot of themes are incredibly similar to the DLC actually, when it comes to Altus and Mount Galmir. And because of this, because it's definitely recognizable that there are some themes overlapping with the DLC, it's definitely worthy to pay attention to the themes that we already had in the base game, because sometimes you might even, well, that's my approach at least, sometimes because of this you might realize something in the base game that you haven't realized before, just by remembering some stuff of the DLC, for example. I mean, we got Shadow Altus, we got Jack Peak, which is really similar looking to the to Mount Galmir. We got Shadow Keep in the DLC. Here we got the Shaded Castle, and especially the Merchant over here. Let me just show you this. I think this one in particular was already summarizing what happened in the past and what have been fleshed out in the DLC. If you remember my interpretation of Corrin as a Radagon parallel, he is, at one point in his questline, he's standing over here. And then he's joining the Noble Gold Mask on the other side of the bridge. And I'm firmly convinced that sometimes stories are told along a road. And in this case, Corrin comes from this place. Something happened. And then the other side of the bridge, Corrin is joining the Noble Gold Mask. And I think it refers to events in the very distant past when it comes to the Farm Azula era. And what we have here at the Merchant is not only do we find gravel stones, we have 3 shields here. And all the 3 shields seem to be referring to circumstances that have been fleshed out by the DLC. We get a shield with red wings, which seem to hint at a red dragon. And we got similar things with Bale, for example. We got a scorpion kite shield, which I think they have, and when it comes to the scorpion kite shield, I think they designed Ballarat around a theme of something that got intruded. Ballarat contains a lot of scorpions. And then we also have the crossed tree tower shield, which is depicting an old tree. And this is also something we have in the DLC, and which is very present when it comes to the shadow tree. And we also got some crossed tree talismans. So it seems like this place in particular was already hinting at events from the past, which From Software just fleshed out with the DLC.
Oh, is there anything wrong?
I don't know if that's fire. I don't think so, actually. But maybe you want to take a look in game. Yeah, Gravestone to point out that is dragon related. The kite shields also have a dragon related theme going on and a riddle behind them, because the term kite is used with a double meaning when it comes to dragons. And you even find Dragonborn Grease right in front of Noble Gold Mask. So, and the events that are here's hinted at are the events that are also mirrored in the DLC. So we got, and Bale, Mesmer, and Radan are all Radagon parallels. It was some kind of son of Marikarena who intruded Farmer Azula, similar like Mesmer intruded Ballarat. He also probably got, we're using the powers of dragons, which is mirrored through Bale, who also fought in Farmers against Pasidursax. And then we got Radan, who is allying with Mikola, who is posing like the old Elden Ring, which is just symbolic for Radagon taking in the old, or what's left from the Elden Ring, and joining the Greater Will in a sense. And it's the same stuff that happens here with Corrin, who joins the Noble Gold Mask. It really fascinates me. It's something that I even realized a bit more in this run here. I had similar stuff in mind, but it's interesting to see that these hints line up perfectly in some way. A red letter.
Ah, it's you, is it? I'm terribly sorry. But would you mind giving me some time to myself? I haven't achieved anything at all thus far. Even though I've dirtied my hands time and time again, I'm still yet to achieve anything. Perhaps I am a fool after all. No, it's worse than that. As things stand, I've given up on the path of revenge and sullied the name of my house. What an easy mark I must have been. How did it take me so long to realize, honestly? There's just no end to my foolishness, is there? Perhaps I am a fool, I know. It's what an easy mark.
Look at you. A recusant through and through. I knew you had it in you. Take this. A special invitation to hunt some of the first Tarnished who sat at the Round Table Hold. If you should accept, I'll next see you on the field of battle. You're still alive, I see. You've come to understand now, eh? To take power and make it his own, the recusant must hunt his own kind. To raise the flag of revolt against this sanctified pillaging, we recusants must become the most wretched of predators. All you can do is laugh. Well,
what's also interesting is that the Radar in Right Rain is paralleling similar events or similar circumstances that Bernal is also paralleling. And the helmet of Bernal is contains the idiom, I think it's a Japanese idiom, like the see no evil, hear no evil, look no evil, or so. I don't know, I can't remember the actual idiom, but I think the meaning is something like yeah, and it also contains the line of a path set in stone. So it's all about being committing to a decision or to a specific goal. And there are similar references when it comes to Radar's questline. It's the double-sided coin in Night Rain, which is also heavily symbolic, because a double-sided coin is something is referring to that the outcome is set in stone in a way. So the goal is clear, and no matter how you decide, the end goal keeps being the same. It's interesting to see that the references are in the base game, but also in Night Rain. So what do we now? I think we are now progressing through Volcano Manor.
Forgive me. My mind never ceases to churn of late. Well, I know I can trust you. I saw something slithering in the pitch black of night. It entered the room next to this one and never came out. If I'm not mistaken, it took the form of a serpent, just like me. Does the Volcano Manor hide some secret that Lady Tanith has kept from me? I realize that I shouldn't impose, but if you discover anything, would you please share? The serpent, it entered the room. Perhaps if you discover...
A perfume bottle. Oh, that's interesting, because in the room right on the other side there, I think there's a spirit ashes of a perfumer. Snails. Three budding horns. Yeah. Yeah, depraved perfumer, right? I think we got a Nomadic Warriors cookbook. Alluring pot. Alluring pot, it's this one. Come on. I'm pretty much convinced that it's a Radagon parallel, though I didn't exactly know what it's meant to be. What it's meant to refer to. Do you think Raya could be related to Godwyn, like the dialogue about the sound in the walls? It makes me think that maybe Godwyn knew his death was near or something like that. I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't think that's too much about Godwyn, actually. I think it's more about Radagon. We got some depraved perfumer, was in search of a secret physic of revivification. And that suits Radagon's story pretty well, I would say. Or what we know from him, at least. And because the path is more or less perfumer coated, I mean, we found perfume bottles over here as well. It fits the perfumer theme. And she was mentioning a serpent right next to the, behind the walls. I would say it's probably about Radagon. The Bloodhound Knight also fits really well. Ouch. Fuck. Bloodhound Claws, I think it's a guaranteed drop in here. Fireproof dried liver. Some fire associations as well. I don't know if there's something to these fucking chairs, but there are 3 chairs in this room. I mean, maybe they're just... It's just a coincidence that they're here. I don't know. But every time I see these chairs, I'm just... My brain is start to... going crazy. 3 chairs. Jesus. Because they have other chairs that they use in the Volcano Manor usually. These are kind of... You know, at least when it comes to the catacombs, I'm pretty sure that they were used to code those catacombs. But when it comes to other areas, I don't know if they're just used in a normal way. I'm only convinced of that of the idea that they are used deliberately in the catacombs to code them. But I don't know if there's something to it on the overworld. Okay, let's see. Bye-bye, Mark. Oh, wait. What kind of pots are they using? Are these poison pots? Yeah, it will be probably poison pots. I'm just sometimes curious if they're using fetid pots, because as far as I know, only the highway man in the Mirkwood cave is using the fetid pots. Come on. Can you not just throw some pots at me? Blah. So. Okay, at least he's throwing some pots. They look a bit like... If these are fetid pots, they would poison themselves after a while. But they are not. Blah. Godwyn Run 9. Hmm. Holy shit. Yet another tally show. I was thinking about maybe it's about Marika Renna and the Night of the Black Knives, which Godwyn is in some way abducted. But yeah, that's what I think right now. In the same way how we are abducted to the Volcano Manor, right? Maybe this is little nod to the circumstances that America abducted us to the to Stormvale in the end. But the Volcano Manor fits also thematically because it was probably the hideout where they conspired. Oh no, come on. I think I'm going offline for now, guys. It's pretty late here. So, I think maybe I'll just continue another day. So, thanks for coming by and joining the stream, guys. We'll see you guys another day. I wish everyone a good night. Sleep well, guys.